Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for the week of June 13th to June 19th, 2022. This is a general reading, so feel free to take whatever resonates and leave behind for others whatever does not. To dive deeper into what the week holds for you, check out your readings for Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. On June 13th, Mercury, which rules messages in the mind, enters its home sign of Gemini. On June 14th, there is a strawberry supermoon in Sagittarius, which inspires adventure and expansion of the mind. This reading explores those themes. In this first column, we get a message from your unconscious mind. We have Eye of the Needle, intentionality, Two of Coins, Two of Swords, Six of Coins. In the second column, we get a message from your higher self. We have Seahorse Spirit, Watch and Wait. You have Moon, Hermit, and Judgment. So your higher self is kind of telling you you've got some spiritual lessons, life lessons to understand here, or at least acknowledge. And in this third column, we find out where your truth is leading you. You have this debilitated discomfort card. You also have the Eight of Cups, Queen of Wands, and Eight of Wands. So in this Eye of the Needle intentionality card, it's pretty much talking about having laser focus on something and really kind of sifting aside all the other junk in order to kind of focus on whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, you're trying to reach a goal on. And here with this Two of Swords here, this individual is entirely blindfolded, so there is no actual eye being seen on the needle there, and it kind of indicates a sense of indecision and stalemate. I'm noticing here with this moon card in the message from your higher self. These cards here, the Two of Swords is a card representing the moon in Libra, and the Six of Coins is the moon in Taurus. So some kind of aspect of really not seeing something clearly or not having a clarity on something. And then you have the Two of Coins over here, which is the ability to manage multiple things. There's not the need for that eye of intentionality because this individual is already at the place where everything really flows together. It's like, kind of dancing around at this point, as opposed to trying to figure out what single, thing to hold on to. This is the energy of really being in a place where there is no distractions. You are basically, you see everything so clearly that you're just really like in the flow of things. if you've ever been, it makes me think of like when I was younger and played video games, and having to think about the timing of a jump or, a direction change, and needing to really get those things really fine-tuned. And, thank goodness for unlimited lives. You just keep trying and over, and it's jerky, and then you start getting into a flow where you can you anticipate where those jumps need to be, and the change in the directions. And that's where the two of coins kind of comes in, where you are in that flow. But here with the eye of the needle, it's the need to really to focus on something that you're desiring, and making sure you understand what your intentions are, what you think the outcome might be, and not having certain expectations of the outcome, because that might mix up the flow as well. With the Six of Coins, this is a balance of your wants and your needs. So in terms of your intentions, recognizing what needs to occur, what you want to occur, and allowing some give and take in that. So let's take a look at the Two of Swords here. You have the World, and this is really the ability to recognize certain accomplishments and start out on a new journey. It's almost a rebirth of sorts, like a resetting of expectations. Because when you, on the Fool's journey, the Fool starts out with really no expectations other than just living life to its fullest and having an open heart, an open mind on how to approach life. By the time the Fool completes the journey with this World card, they are, celebrating their accomplishments, have learned from their downfalls, and there is a new start of a journey with recognizing that, again, it's an opportunity not to have preconceived notions and really embrace the opportunities of whatever this new journey is. And with the Two of Swords, there is a sense of the lack of clarity is either creating or bringing about a sense of anxiety and fear, where it's almost, no decision can really be made, because there's a fear of, you take one direction, there's information you don't know, and that could lead to a downfall. You go the other direction, it's the same thing. But basically recognizing that it's really a sense of, it could be limiting, like limiting thinking that you have, or holding on to something that you've experienced before and not really allowing yourself to learn a different way. It's having a certain expectation of yourself, or even being comfortable in that state of angst, is like the holdup here. And here it's basically, either way you go, it's not going to be It's not going to be the best decision, and it's not going to be the worst decision. So let's take a look at the Six of Coins, where you really need to kind of balance the wants and needs, balance, getting a sense of harmony in things when there's a lack of clarity. You have the Four of Swords, and this is a need to kind of withdraw from a situation, whatever mental processes are going on. With the Two of Swords and the Four of Swords, it's just a withdraw entirely, needing to recover, needing to relax, take a nap, clear the mind, and really take a fresh approach at something, getting a different perspective once, this is kind of gone through. But here this is from a perspective of there's perceived negatives that there is a fear to deal with. And over here, it's, after the Three of Swords. So it's a recovery of dealing with disappointments and upsets. So it's almost a sense of it with this intentionality. There's always going to be a goal. There's always going to be an endpoint in mind. So you might as well set the intention of just going with the flow and not being stuck in certain preconceived thoughts, stuck in anxiety, and really just let go of certain expectations and be in a place of harmony, and also to take things as they come and not feel that you have to prepare for the entirety of any decision and all the cause effect aspects of making a decision. So let's take a look at the Two of Coins here. You have the Ten of Pentacles, and this is about creating the material world that you really want to live in, being surrounded by the people you care about, having the material possessions that you want. This, in the traditional Ten of Pentacles, there's multiple generations being with each other, learning from each other, having fun with each other. And so here it does seem that this eye of the needle intentionality, this message from your unconscious mind, is to really learn how to balance your wants and needs, fun and responsibility, and just aim to be in the flow where there's positivity, where you're creating the world you want to create and not looking at things from the potential wrong turns, and really just enjoy the process to whatever journey you're trying to complete. So here with this message from your higher self of watch and wait, you have that Moon card here, that sense of not really having the clarity of the sun. It's just a reflection of the sun's light, and needing to trust your instincts here. With the Hermit, it is, understanding that it's life experience that creates the hermit's wisdom, and just however things go on the journey, to just keep going on that journey. And with this Judgment card, it's a call to honestly reflect on, the decisions that you've made, the agreements you've made, things you said, things you didn't say, and just acknowledge and accept your contribution to the results of, wherever it is in life you are. Acknowledge that based on the situation at hand, those were the decisions you made, and just let them go so you're not stuck in a place of indecision going forward, or, carrying certain baggage with you going forward, so that you're, there's a sense of angst and needing to do the right thing. It's basically allowing to be almost like the observer with this watch and wait, just being the observer of things, not being so invested on a certain expectation of an outcome. And kind of like, things will be the way it's going to be. No need to kind of control certain things here. And, things will play out the way they'll play out, and your life experiences have given you wisdom to deal with them. So you don't have to play through your mind every potential possible outcome. Just, be an observer in things, and really be at that place where you want to, participate in it. You want to have fun in it and enjoy what's going on. So here with this watch and wait, being the observer, it does indicate a sense of needing to reflect on what is it that you're so afraid of if you do make the wrong decision. So let's take a look at the Moon card. You have the High Priestess, and that is a card of secrets, higher knowing, inner wisdom, and really needing to trust your intuition. This card here, these two cards, is really kind of calling out to you to kind of ask you, what is it that you're afraid that your intuition will lead you to? What, I guess not to dwell in that judgment, but just to recognize it, and not to constantly look at your every situation of, what is my intuition, what am I afraid my intuition will do, but whatever is kind of the core of that sense of when you feel anxiety, when you feel the need to be right, and kind of look at where it might stem from. Like, kind of look back at an earlier similar situation and see, what's the commonality there, and then kind of look at that question there. But, recognizing that this message is for your higher self, from your higher self, that wants what is best for you. It's interesting that there's a hesitation or a fear in trusting that. So here, let's take a look at the Hermit there. You have the Page of Wands, and that is a very different energy than the Hermit energy. Page of Wands is a youthful, curious, adventurous kind of energy that is always wanting to see what's next, to experience what's new, to just, go where there's excitement. And the Hermit is a little slower paced, has kind of been there, done that, and recognizes that there's something to learn in every moment, so there's no need to rush towards that next one. Let's take a look at that Judgment card here. You have King of Cups. King of Cups is someone that doesn't get swayed easily by their own emotions, other people's emotions. They are very, very much able to be kind of steady and come from a place of compassion and support. And here with this Judgment card, it could be that there is some type of person in your life. This could be a mentor or a parent, a parent figure, where there is some concern about living up to their expectations or the impact that they had on the world, and possibly even trying to fill their shoes, and knowing that kind of like almost seeing yourself through their eyes, and that may have an impact on those decisions, how you're making decisions. But here with this card of, where your truth is leading you, this debilitated discomfort, this is kind of a card that kind of says there's going to be situations that are uncomfortable. There's going to be times where you are not at your best, you're not shining, either, or feel like that you're shining, that you're not prepared for certain situation, but it might cause you discomfort, but it's opportunities for you to strengthen and grow. It's opportunities to identify what your personal strengths are, which ways that you can be a leader, and not necessarily needing to be the best, but to be there to the extent you can, and take those things as an opportunity to improve, and not really take those as opportunities not to try, or not to be stuck in a place of like you don't want to do anything, but really advance from these situations. So with the Eight of Cups, it's a sense of, walking away from what's not for your best and highest good. And with the Eight of Wands, it's the concept of advancing and progressing towards a target and a goal. So you can look at these like cards flip side, where walking away from something means walking towards something as well. It might not be as swift or fast or on target as the Eight of Wands, but it's movement either way. And with the Queen of Wands here, for some of you, it's a sense of really, this may be the type of kind of energy that you want to be giving off. You want to be giving off this strong, confident, sassy type of energy, and you're almost wanting to make sure that the things that you do are in line with that, and the things that won't be in line with that, that you disassociate yourself from. But in doing that, the way that you're going about it to avoid situations of discomfort, you're stuck in this area of indecision and really not flowing and dancing through life. So let's take a look at the Eight of Cups here. You have the Three of Wands. And this is a card of really getting outside of your comfort zone and being greater than what you were before. And it takes, getting outside of your comfort zone. So if your comfort zone is to not feel discomfort, then it's going to be a difficult transition. So let's see what the Eight of Wands holds for you. You have the Three of Pentacles. And this is a card of working with others to really highlight your talents and your skills, to kind of create something greater. So here, to some degree, this has to do with discomfort you might feel when it comes to other people, perhaps how they see you, perhaps what they think of you, and possibly even a way of not wanting to feel like you're lesser. So this Queen of Wands also is like is a card of like an actress, an artist, singer, something along those lines, where the talents that you have naturally, this could even be a football player, the talents that you have naturally is what you are kind of going off of. And there kind of is a, certain doubts that you have when it comes to moments of when you're struggling, and calls into question your abilities altogether, because that discomfort is so uncomfortable. But really, again, it's an opportunity for you to kind of grow and expand, and to appreciate what you have and what you bring, and not to diminish that, even if a certain situation makes you think, or makes you feel that your skills and talents aren't really being utilized, or the way you'd want to, or they make it, make you feel that everyone is aware that you aren't the best. There's nothing wrong with not being the best at any given moment, especially when there's an opportunity for you to help others highlight their skills and talents. So let's take a look at this Queen of Wands. You have the Ace of Swords. And this is a sense of, clarity, a sense of a new way of seeing things, a new way of communicating with yourself. And here it's as if the blindfolds are going to be coming off. And actually, I'm just noticing the similarities here of the blindfold over here and the Two of Swords and the mask and the Queen of Wands and the eye of the needle here as if they're the slit in the mask. So ultimately, it seems that the message from the unconscious mind is that there is this flow, that there is this way you can live through life where you are feeling that you're thriving. And here you need to have kind of a focus on things initially, but then you will get in the flow. And if you're stuck looking at the minute details of things, you're never going to, not never, it's going to be more difficult for you to understand, what you want, what you need to get rid of, what to focus on to really keep things in the flow. A message from your higher self is really to observe, this concept of an observer in your life and trusting your intuition with some reflection on, honest reflection on your past and how you kind of perhaps feel like you're standing in the shadows of someone or an idea of someone. And in this, where your truth is leading you is to really recognize how you deal with growing your natural talents and skills and how you deal with the discomfort of not being the best at something and what opportunities there are for you to grow and to help others grow when you just, recognize that these moments are opportunities for you to be better, to improve, and opportunities for others to shine as well. And that getting outside of your comfort zone is going to have you really look at the things that you feel you'd be giving up or risking by allowing a recognition of your vulnerabilities. So I'm hoping that this provides a helpful perspective of your week, and we'll see you next time. Take care.